presentation is based on our math strand project. The strand that I'm working on is number operations or number sense. It is for grade 2 and it involves the math standard of 2 NS for number sense, 0.4, and it ties with the social studies standard of 2.9 involving economics, specifically bartering versus using money to pay for something. So I want to start with a few items. My first item, which I will include in my pictures, is my graphic organizer. This shows the kids the amount of money through $1, because our standard states 2.NS.4 that it only has to go up to $2. So it has a penny, a nickel, a dime, a quarter, and $1, and it has what they are written out and called, and then their monetary amounts. Then I have representations with the exclusion of the pennies. This is $2, this is $2, this is $2, and this is $2, to show them how much $2 is. Additionally, one of the pieces of the standard says that it needs to have where we take pennies, nickels, and dimes, and how would they translate to a quarter. That subsection A says that. And so you will see in my photographs that I actually have a piece where I'm teaching the children that. So the main lesson is actually going to be discussing greater than, less than, or equal to. And so they will have a worksheet, but it will also be part of an interactive whiteboard. Unfortunately, where I'm taping today, the classroom's whiteboard is not working. So instead I'm using this board, but I do have the file electronically. And so what I did is I went ahead and I used Q for quarter, D for dime, N for nickel, and P for penny. And so what I would do is I would go through and call the students up. We would write the values underneath. So quarter, we put 25 plus 10 plus 10 for the dime and 10 for the penny. And then we would total it. So that would be 46 cents. We would total this side, which equals 41 cents. And then we would write the symbol in. We would do this as a whole group activity. Then, because you also talked about doing guided group instruction, I made up the guided group instruction, which was below grade, above grade, and at grade. The below grade was simply a holiday sweets where they had to match the appropriate coin, and I will again include a picture of these in my submission. So you will see in the below grade, everything is directly a coin. So the candy cane is a dime. And literally, while they're completing the activity, they can put that dime on the paper. So it isn't a worksheet, they can physically put the dime on it so they can then practice. And as you can see, I have this money here. Now, the at grade worksheet is a little different, and this one is also different items. It's holiday toys. So, the other thing about this particular worksheet is one of the standards, the last piece of the standard, talks about using both the cent sign and the dollar sign. So the cents are indicated both ways. So I would say, Emma, how would you like to buy? If you had $2, what would you like to buy? Well, Mrs. Holslander, I would like to buy the whistle and the yo-yo. So the whistle and the yo-yo. So that would be the whistle. How can I do that in the least amount of coins? Oh, wait. So now I'm gonna spend, so let's add them together. And because this is a whiteboard table, they would be able to do the math on the table. Once they figured out that it was $1.55, then they had the ability to put these coins and say, well, this is what I could buy for less than $2 off of my list. The additional exercise for the above grade group is also a similar activity. However, they have a few more choices. Theirs is how many different combo items can you buy for $2? They have some choices. They have the option of buying things 3 for $1. They have small and large. And so this was an option for the above grade group. So, additionally, there is a story to discuss the bartering and the economic called A Sheep in a Shop by Nancy Shaw. And what happens is the sheep are shopping for a birthday instead of the holidays. And they don't have enough money to buy the birthday presents when they empty their piggy bank. And so, part of discussing the bartering concept will be that what they do is they go out and they clip their wool. And they get 3 bags of wool and they finish paying for the presents out of the wool. So, I would use that story to introduce bartering. But I would also talk about that we don't really barter very much anymore. That we normally have to go to a store. Like we can't go to the Dollar General or to the supermarket typically and barter. One other note that I would like to make, I would differentiate depending on the activity. So besides this differentiation, if a student needed more information about the greater than and less than and how they worked, I could do that. If they needed help with what the values were, I would put the values on the first one. If they needed help totaling them, and I really just wanted them to work on what the values were, we could do that. So I showed you different ways that I would differentiate this depending on the student's need. Because as we know, students have many different accommodations or modifications that we can do depending on what their particular needs are. So this is my math strand for number sense to teach them all about counting money below $2 and how we can successfully incorporate the social studies 2.9 standard, sorry, I lost that word, into it as well. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.